Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you guys how to make some delicious enchiladas de barbacoa. In case you guys want to know how to make this super easy and delicious recipe, just stay tuned and I'll show you how. Alrighty guys, so let's get started with our ingredients. So for this recipe we're going to need 3 pounds of your choice of beef, corn tortillas, queso Oaxaca, 6 Roma tomatoes, 1 white onion, 4 jalapenos, 4 chile puya, 2 chile árbol, 1 chile manzano, 9 garlic cloves, 4 bay leaves, 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar, 8 whole cloves, 1 tablespoon of whole cumin, 1 tablespoon of beef bouillon, 2 teaspoons of oregano, 2 teaspoons of peppercorn, and salt. So these are our ingredients. Now let's get started. Alright guys, so first we're going to start by making our paste for our barbacoa. So in a small saucepan we're going to add our chile puya and our half of an onion. Now if you can't find chile puya, you can replace it by 2 guajillos or 4 chile de árbol. So we're just going to cover them with water, set it on high heat, and bring them to a boil. Alright guys, so once our chile and onion have come to a boil, we're going to drain the water and transfer them to a blender cup. Alright, so to a blender cup, we're also going to add 7 garlic cloves, 2 bay leaves, our vinegar, half a cup of water, and all of our spices. And I'm also adding 1 tablespoon of salt. And now we're just going to blend everything together until we have a smooth paste. Alright, so once we have all of our spices mixed together, now we are ready to make our barbacoa. Alrighty guys, so we're going to be steaming our meat. So we're going to grab 2 pieces of foil, and then we're going to place our meat on top of the foil. So now we're just going to add our paste on top of the meat, and we're just going to rub it. Make sure that you get in between the creases, the cracks. Okay, rub it. I'm going to flip it over. Make sure you get all of your spices. Okay, so just make sure that your meat is fully covered with the paste. And once we have that, we're going to wrap it with the foil. Alright, so we're going to grab the sides of our foil, make like a little taco. And now we're going to overlap our foil, covering the meat. So just make sure you pack your foil. Overlap it and do the same to the other. Alright, so we're going to grab our meat on the other piece of foil. Now we're just going to close it and make sure that it's fully tight. Okay, and now we are ready to steam our meat. Alright guys, so I forgot to add the 2 bay leaves, so just make sure that you add them before you wrap your meat. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to grab our steamer pot. We're going to set it on medium heat and just make sure that the bottom is full covered with water. So now we're going to place our meat on top of our steamer pot. We're going to close it and let that steam for about 4 hours. Alright guys, so it's been 4 hours, so at this point we're going to check our meat and make sure that it's fully cooked. Alright, so carefully we're going to remove it from the steamer pot. Alright, so just open your meat and it should be really tender. Alright guys, so while we wait for our meat to cool down, we're going to make our enchilada sauce. So here I chopped my tomatoes, the other half of onion, and the chile jalapenos. Now, if your chile jalapenos are spicy, then don't use the chile manzano, because this chile right here, it's spicy. Alright, so now that we have that, now we are going to fry. Alright, so we're going to grab a medium-sized frying pan and we're going to set it on medium heat. So now we're going to add 1/4 cup of oil. And to that we're going to add our 2 garlic cloves. Alright, so we're just going to fry it for a minute. Alright, so after a minute we're going to add our onion. And just make sure that everything is dry, so like that the oil doesn't pop. And we're just going to fry our onions for another minute. Alright, so after the minute we're going to add our jalapenos. in chile manzano. And we're just going to fry for another minute. Okay, so after the minute, we're going to add our chile de árbol. Just lightly fry them. And then we're going to add our tomatoes. All right, now we're just going to fry everything together for 5 minutes. All right, so after 5 minutes, I'm going to add salt. So salt is going to be to taste. I'm adding about 2 teaspoons. And we're also going to add 1/4 cup of water. So just mix it. Okay. We're going to cover it and let that cook for about 5 minutes. Alright guys, so after 5 minutes, this is what our tomatoes and chiles look like. So now we're going to transfer everything into our blender cup. For the juices as well. Okay, and now we are ready to blend. Alright, so now we're going to blend till we have a smooth sauce. Alright, so once we have our sauce, we're going to return it into our frying pan. Alright, so now we're just going to pour our sauce. Set it on low heat. And this is what you want for your sauce. So now we're just going to leave our sauce here and then we can start working on our enchiladas. All right, and once it simmers, try it for salt and see if you want to add any more. For me, it's perfect, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. All right, so now we're just going to get ready to shred our meat. Remove the bay leaves and just shred. And look how tender that is. All right, guys, so once we have our delicious barbacoa nice and shredded, now we're just going to mix it with this juice. Make sure you mix it. And now you want to try it for salt. And if your barbacoa needs some salt, go ahead and add it. All right, so at this point, our enchilada sauce is ready. So now we're just going to move it to the side. And now we're ready to fry our tortillas. Okay, so grab your small frying pan, set it on medium heat, and add oil. So we're just going to wait for the oil to heat up and then we can begin frying. And at this point, you also want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. All right guys, so once our oil is hot, we're going to throw in our tortilla. And we're going to lightly fry it for about 15 seconds or until our tortilla begins to blister. All right, so once our tortilla begins to blister, we're going to remove it from the oil. And we're just going to repeat the same process to all of our tortillas. All right, so once we have our tortillas, now we are ready to roll. All right, so once we're ready to make our enchiladas, make sure that you have your cheese ready. We're going to grab a baking dish and we're going to add a little bit of enchilada sauce on the bottom. So just add a little bit and move it around your dish. Okay, so once we have that, we can set it to the side. All right, so now we're going to grab a tortilla and we're going to dip it into our sauce. Okay. We're going to grab our meat, layer it in the middle, and of course it all depends on how much meat you want on each enchilada. And now we're just going to cover it like that. We're going to set it on our baking dish, and we're just going to repeat the same process to all of our tortillas. All right, so once we have our enchiladas all nicely wrapped, we're going to top it with some cheese. Okay, and now we're going to put them in the oven. All right, so we're going to stick them in our oven. And we're going to bake them for about 5 to 7 minutes or until the cheese is completely melted. Alrighty guys, so after 7 minutes, our cheese has melted. So we're just going to remove our enchiladas from the oven. You guys, and now for the fun part, serving. I'm just going to get about 3 enchiladas. And I'm just serving it with a side of cilantro rice. Okay, I'm going to add some avocado. And of course, some lime and radishes. Okay, and now we are ready to enjoy our delicious enchiladas de barbacoa. Alrighty guys, and now for the best part, the taste test. Now I am so ready, I've been waiting. You know, these enchiladas are super easy. Yes, it's time consuming, but let me tell you that it is so worth it. And of course, if you don't want to skip on the enchiladas, you can always just make tacos. But let me tell you that enchiladas are so delicious. So I'm so ready. Cheers and enjoy. The barbacoa, so flavorful, it's so delicious. The sauce for the enchiladas, it's a little spicy, but it is so good. If you like spicy food, these enchiladas, you're going to love them. And of course, you can always adjust it, like I said. You know, don't add the chile manzanillo, the chile manzano, you know, because that chile is spicy. But it is so good. Seriously, the best enchiladas de barbacoa. Alrighty guys, and there you have it on how to make some delicious enchiladas de barbacoa. I hope you guys had enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, and if you recreate this recipe, please don't forget to tag me in any of my social medias, and if you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button so you guys can be part of our family. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.